Gardener Jen here in my backyard in Newburgh, New York, and today I'm going to show you a super easy, cheap, and fun way to grow your own salad mixes at home in a small space. Let's get started. All you need for this project is a bag of soil, a pair of scissors, some seeds, and if you're a kid, you need an adult. So I love this method for growing a lot of food in a small space. I like to call it a salad in a bag, and it couldn't be easier. All you're gonna do to get started is you are going to buy your bag of soil. It can be any kind of soil you like. And you need a pair of scissors. These do need to be sharp enough to cut the bag, but they do not need to be super sharp. And with an adult, very carefully cut along the outer side of the bag. Now you can see we're cutting kind of on the top, not all the way down at the side. And that's because we want to leave some of the side of this bag to hold our soil in place. So we cut a big square out of the top of the bag. And this is going to be our planting area. This is where we're going to plant all of our seeds. So I like to call this a salad in a bag because my favorite thing to grow in a bag like this is salad greens. Because if you take a look at how much space I have here, this is how much root space I have. So I wouldn't be able to grow something like tomatoes in here or peppers or anything like that. But this space is perfect for growing lettuce, arugula, spinach, baby kale, baby chard, whatever your favorite salad greens are. So all you need to do to get ready is you are going to very gently prep the soil. So you can see I'm just using my hands. I'm going to make sure it is smoothed out. I'm going to tuck it into these sides so that I have a lot of surface area for growing. The more surface area we can get, the more food we can get out of this bag. So once your area is smooth and clear, it's time to plant. So because this bag is pretty shallow, doesn't have a lot of space for the roots to grow, we're going to grow all of these leaf crops as baby plants. And we are going to harvest baby leaves as they grow. And each time we harvest, we're just going to take off a few leaves at a time. This is called cut and come again because you cut the leaves and then they come back. I can do a video later in the season about how to harvest from a bag like this. But first, let's plant. So to grow our baby greens, we are going to grow them very, very close together. We're going to plant them very close together. So I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to gently drag it through the top of the soil. And I'm making these lines. It's a little bit hard for you to see. And then I'll take my seed. I'm growing arugula. You can see my arugula seeds are teeny tiny. So when I'm making these little trenches, I'm barely brushing my finger along the surface. The back of the package says arugula should be planted 1/4 of an inch deep. And I like to plant it even slightly less steep than that. And then I'm just gonna very gently sprinkle my seeds into that trench I just dug. This is a little bit challenging to do one-handed. I'm sprinkling a little heavier than normal, I think, because it's a little challenging to do one-handed. But you can think of it as the way you would sprinkle salt onto your food. So I'm going back over and making sure all of my rows have some seeds in them. And then I'm very gently going to cover them up with soil. You can see I'm just barely covering them, very, very lightly covering them, because if they are buried too deep, they will not grow. They need to just barely be covered with soil. Okay. All planted. So I chose to grow arugula because it is my favorite thing to put in salads, but any kind of leafy green that you like to eat, you could grow in a bag like this, and you could harvest when it's young, and it would grow perfectly well. And you can get lots and lots of salads out of this bag because we're just taking a few leaves at a time and letting the plants grow. So if you want, you can also experiment with growing other salad ingredients in bags like this. Specifically, I'm curious about growing some root crops in a bag like this. I've never tried it before, but we have about this much root space for growing in. So if you are okay with growing some little radishes or some itty bitty carrots, you could do that as well. It would be an experiment. You could definitely try. I'm going to try this year. Gardening is all about experimentation, seeing what works and what doesn't. Okay, so now you know how to grow a salad in a bag. It's so simple. I hope that you get started right away. If lettuce is your favorite salad green and you would like some planting instructions on how to grow it, you can check out Land to Learn's lettuce growing video that my coworker Miss Megan put together. Okay, that's all for today. Be well. See you soon.